Hey guys, welcome to the fourth episode of the series Rebuilding Your Team. Sorry to go again to football, but as the NBA and NHL are in the middle of the season, there is no point of doing a rebuild about them right now. That's why we're going back to football, specifically the Premier League, where we're looking at another sleeping giant in Manchester United. They're the second team with the most net spending and have gone 5 years without a title. I can't change the owners, so sorry for that, but the first thing we're making is at our manager, as interim coach Ralph Rangnick goes to a management position. So we're getting Red Devil's long-time dream in Mauricio Pochettino that seems to be out of PSG. He's been rumored to go to Old Trafford for 7 years, so we're making it happen, giving him a long project and some transfer control so he can make the best out of the team. As many of you may know, Manchester United is one of, if not the most followed team around the world, specifically in Asia. That's why the team has 350 million in TV rights, over 100 in merchandise, and even locally, Old Trafford gets around 170 million a year. As Man U left Nike for Adidas for a deal around 77 million a year and got Team Mueller for 47 million, this gives the team a total of 761 million as earnings, but as Manchester has 20% tax, we're really getting around 600 million. The thing here is that the Glazers got a weird deal when buying the team, so there is kind of a debt with the previous owners there. That's why some years they spend like crazy and they don't do anything. So out of all the winnings, we're letting a little bit spare so they can pay their debt and we can sign players. As always, in the first year is when we sell the most, as we have a lot of players that are not going to play on this team again. We have a lot of expiring contracts like Cavani, Mata, Hugh Grant, Lingard, and of course, the big one that is Paul Pogba. We are also selling Matic for 6 million, Fred for 25, and Martial for 36. I know he went on loan with no option to buy, so we will sell him when he comes back from this loan spell at Sevilla. Also, we are loaning Dean Henderson, but that's totally for free as we will pay his salary because we want him to develop as long as the head stays as top goalkeeper that he has been in the last season. In total, we're getting 144 million for these sales. And to buy players, we're going to get one of United's big dream, Declan Rice. This team needs a shake-up, especially to suit Pochettino's style. We are keeping the 4-2-2-2 that Rangnick has used to keep our strikers happy because we will add another one. But we're starting with England's starting defensive midfielder Declan Rice. He's one of the best in the world in his position. He's worth 85 million. He has a 92 short pass completion, a 91 in mid pass completion, and 82.3 in long passes. He also defends as he can block 3.3 shots per 90 minutes and intercepts 4.2 passes per 90 minutes. So he's a great teammate and great fit for this team. Our second signing will be another midfielder from Everton. This PL youngster is Tom Davies. He can play as a CM or more as an attacking midfielder, so he gives us some versatility. He has been down in 21-22 season, but he's still young and could be a good rotation piece for us in the future. As he's been playing bad, he's cheap at 20 million, so we can get him and help the team from a depth standpoint. For our next signing, we're going to South America in one of the world's hottest young prospects. In Vélez Thiago Almada, he can play on the wing or behind the number 9. He's a dribbler, goal scorer, and playmaker. He's valued a little bit under 25 million, so we have to get him before he breaks out. He will be in the rotation for a year or so and then fight for the starting spots. And finally, the bomba was talking, the number 9 to play next to CR7. Sorry again, it's not Haaland. We're going for a top 3 Premier League player, and England's captain Harry Kane. It's no secret how good he is. Even in a down year, he's been saving Spurs. If we combine his last 2 years, he has 28 goals in 22.3 expected goals. That means he's a great finisher. But the shocker here is that under Mo, he became a playmaker, having 16 assists in the past 2 Premier League seasons. Under Conte, he has played with another striker, so he can do that, and he will be a deadly partnership next to Ronaldo. As we did not need to renew any key player's contract, we can skip that part. But at the end, we won around 250 millions, even after using 338 millions with our signings. That's how big this team is and how much they can generate. As always, we don't know how much the Glazers will keep to their pockets or just on the depth they owe. Now for the lineup, as I said before, we're playing the 4-2-2-2. This only to play Cristiano and Kane together. We have De Gea as our goalkeeper. The defense is Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Maguire and Shaw. Our two CMs or CDMs are Rice and Donny, that he will be more offensive than Rice. Our cams or wingers can rotate between Sancho, Bruno, Rashford, Greenwood or even Almada. There is plenty to choose up there. And up front we have two of the best 5 strikers in the world in Kane and Ronaldo. This starting 11 is easily one of the best in the world, so for sure this team has to compete for something. Now for the next season our earnings depend on if we get in the Champions League and how far we can go. Because most of the sponsorships, or at least the main ones, have bonuses on that. And also, as I said before, all the match sales, merchandise and stuff are more games, more tickets, more money. So we're keeping it for accounting purposes as the same as 2022. Now for our transfers we have a tough one, as we're letting go club legend Cristiano again. He's simply getting up there in age and in salary. He does not fit that much with the high pace and pressing Poch wants for our team, but he has no transfer fee, so that will save us 30 million in salary. The other two sales will be Bailey for 9 million and a lot for free, so not much of a change there. Now, in transfer scene, if you've been following my videos, you know that usually in the second year I don't sign as much, but the signings are both needed and some people that I think are great. It applies this year, but not as much. The first signing is someone you probably haven't heard of, but he's one of the best Croatian prospects ever, not said by me, by Dinamo Zagreb president. He's a great playmaker and even can cover some balls, but mostly he knows how to pressure from the back line, and that's what we want, even if he will be a backup at the beginning. He has 10 goals and 12 assists in his last 2 years. He completes 82% of his passes and has 1.3 successful pressures per 90, so he fits perfectly on our idea. Let's face it, Maguire was a waste of money. Even I have defended him a lot, but enough is enough. Now we need a real top centre back. That's why we're looking at PSG's captain Presnel Kimpembe. Yes, we're getting France starting Visa for our team. While he's also insurance for Varane, he will cost around 45 million, so he's totally worth it because he will start and can rotate if we have some injuries. Wan-Bissaka was good for a year, but when your main attribute is tackling and it should only be done in emergency, you won't work. That along with 0 to none offense, you can't work. We know Poch attacks with wingbacks. We saw what he did with Walker, Trippier, and now Hakimi in PSG. That's why we're going for Brighton's young star and former Chelsea Academy player, Tariq Lamptey. He's one of the fastest players in the Premier League, and he can run for the 90 plus minutes of a game. He's a great crosser with a 37% accuracy and has .27 shot creating actions per 90. That's a light for a wingback. Defensively, he's really average, but he's 22, he will improve. His strong suit is intercepting passes, so that means he has great positioning. He is valued at around 35 million, but in a year, plus the English tax, he should cost around 55 million. Now finally we need to renew a contract, and the only big one we are addressing is for our number 10, Sir Marcus Rashford. He will have 1 year left, that's why we're giving him a 5-year deal around 20 million each, making him the third highest player on their team, and we can keep him as long as we can, because he will be a legend for this team. Again, I don't know how the Glazers' finances are. I don't know how they handle it, how the depth is, or anything. So we're making a 300 million profit overall after spending 145 million in transfers. But next year we have some financial moves to make, so it's good to have this flexibility. Now, for this year, we are changing to a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1, as you want to see depending where you place Bruno and Donny. We have the same goalkeeper, but we changed the defenders after getting Kimpembe and Lamptey to play next to Varane and Shaw. Our midfield will have Bruno, Rice and Van de Beek, and finally the front three that might as well be England's top three will be Rashford, Sancho and Kane. As I said, this year we will have some financial changes, because it is said that the team viewer has an opt-out for this season, and we are taking it, so we can have a better deal. As I said when I started the video, this team has a huge influence in Asia. That's why we are taking a new sponsor brand from there. We could go Samsung, Hyundai, but I'd rather go Kia, a brand that has already been involved with football teams. Could pay around 67 million to be our new jersey's main sponsor. The rest of our finances, as always, look fairly the same. But as you can see from the Excel, I've been saving money between the Glazers, undisclosed debt, and I think the Great Old Trafford needs a little bit of a touch-up, so we can spend some saved money there. Now for our transfers, I really like how the team looks. So the only players we're losing are the two goalkeepers. As the Hack gets older, it's now Dean's time. He can go for 12 million. And our second goalkeeper is also leaving, but he's 38 years old, so he may retire or go for free. As I just said, it is Dean's time. So we're not sending him on loan again, and we're giving him a brand new contract. He will be our first good choice keeper now. As our backup also left, we need a new one. That's why we're signing Olympiacos youngster Solakis. By the time we do get him, he will be 20, and should cost around 12 to 15 million. And our final signing of the video will be a backup striker for Kane. I know Mason Greenwood can play up there, but we've seen Kane suffer from injuries and Spurs struggle to replace him. That's why we need a young poacher that can play next to him sometimes when the game gets late. We're going for Wolves backup Fabio Silva. He will develop, he only needs confidence to finish some shots in goal. We're paying him a 55 million fee for him. The Wolves paid 35 million and would like some profit. I am not a fan of getting a Jorge Mendes player, as he just takes over always, but he's too good to pass on. This year again, we don't have any big contract extensions. The only one worth noticing was Dean Henderson, but with him coming back, I would extend it, as he's the future of our goal. As I've been saying throughout the whole video, the finances are a mess in this team with the Glazers. They don't know how to handle them. They don't know how the debt works. I don't know how the debt works there. So I saved a lot for them and for a little touch-up to Old Trafford, as it is getting, as the name says, old. Or even we can get a Ronaldo and Rooney statue outside. Who knows what the Glazers may do with that money. This team stays practically the same for this season, only with Dean on goal and Silva as a backup striker. I do think this team can win the Premier and even be in the semis or more in the Champions League. I love the depth and options on the attack, the playmaking and pressure the midfield offers, the wingbacks that go up and down all the 90 minutes, giving crosses and creating space for everyone, and the CBs that can play from the back, run, and win aerial balls. And of course, we all know how good our goalkeeper will be with Dean Henderson. And well, there you have it, my Manchester United rebuild. I promise the next football team won't be a sleeping giant. Let me know if you like my signings and what team would you like next. Hope you enjoy it and see you next time.